Time of year again when high school seniors are committing to a college or university.
It can also be a very stressful time, especially if you're undecided. Students still weighing their options and parents prepping to shoulder much of the cost, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Beth Heller Gelles, author, college advisor, and proud parent of 3, is here with real-life tips to help make the college admissions process less stressful. Hi there, Beth.
It's so great to be here, especially on a day when so many families can exhale because finally their child has survived the application process and they can breathe again.
I hate this time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I want to start with a glass half full, but I find this like I feel so bad for these students that they're putting so much stress on themselves and the parents of getting into a particular college.
Yes.
But it's part of our society and culture, and you have to how to manage it.
There's so much stress leading up to this process, and there's so many factors fueling the intensity, and I talk a lot about them in my book, but in general, things have really shifted since parents have applied to school. We submitted maybe 5 to 6 applications on paper. We had to find a mailbox. Now kids are submitting 15 to 20 applications, but colleges didn't add more seats. So acceptance rates plummeted, and that's really making everything feel higher stakes. And then you add in the social comparison craze because of social media. It just really increases levels of anxiety, sometimes even depression. Kids are finding out very quickly who's applying where, who got into what school. And it's a very challenging time, but I like to remind families that college is just one chapter in a much more beautiful life story, and we have to remember that our kids are going to thrive at one of the 4,000 schools out there.
And there's people have the signs on their yards, like my kid got into Penn State, and it's like, great, thank you. I hope he's a good person.
It's hard to see at 18, you know, that there is more to your future than just where you go to college.
100%.
But what do you tell parents to tell their kids?
So I like to remind parents that high school isn't a 4-year audition, and we have to remember that our kids are developing into these young adults. We want them to thrive and develop independence and resilience, but we also want to check in with them about their academics. Colleges want to see kids proving themselves throughout high school. They want to make sure that they're challenged with a healthy level of rigor. But I also remind parents that it's important to limit the C word in conversations, the college word, because sometimes every conversation at the dinner table or in the car tends to be around college, and we have to remember that our kids are developing. We want to help them find what they love to do early on in high school and lean into academics and remember that they are growing up and getting ready to leave home.
I'm not bragging, but I am. I was a keynote speaker once, and I talked to these kids in high school, and I said, how many kids don't know what they're doing? And they raised their hand. I was like, good. I mean, it's okay not to know, and that goes along with people that are undecided. That has to be a lot of pressure as well, because everyone's like, you got to know now, you got to know now, and it's like, I don't know what I want to do, so give me a break.
Most kids don't know what they want to do, and they apply undecided, and we encourage them to think about what interests them in high school. Sometimes they have multiple interests academically, so we encourage them to talk about whether they love history or English literature or a foreign language. And I would say there's closer to 50% of students will switch majors once they do get to college, at least once. It's very common when they have exposure to a new subject or field. They get excited about it. They call home. It happened to one of my children. I was thrilled when she called me.
Switch colleges.
Or they switch colleges.
You may want a bigger college or smaller college, or a specific college, and that's okay. And that's okay, and that's something I think a lot of young people don't realize, is that this is not a decision that you don't have to stay at that college and be miserable. You can transfer it to other colleges.
100%. I have a chapter in the book called When Your Dream School Isn't. And very often we have kids fall in love with one school only to land there and realize this is not the right fit. And it's really okay. Sometimes by the end of the spring of freshman year, they fall in love with the school and they do just fine, but other times they think about transferring, they go through the whole process, and then they land somewhere where they're much happier, and that's perfectly acceptable.
It's all about where you graduate.
The other big part of the stressor can be financial. Let's talk about that a little bit.
So, yes, financial is a huge piece, and I hope that families are having these conversations as soon as they're starting to look at schools. Every college has a website. They can go and check out the net price calculator. I have a chapter in my book called How to Pay for College Without Losing a Kidney, because the stress is real. But even today, if parents are having a difficult time evaluating the different financial aid offers, it's perfectly okay to call each school and have that conversation. Sometimes they can uncover more flexibility or additional funds that they didn't know existed, and it could be a nice time for them to realize that.
I just got a flashback of when I went to, I was checking out Boulder in Colorado, and we were in a giant group of people, and the person got up. She said, like, this is how much it is per semester. semester, and my dad literally got up and left, and I was just standing. I was like, okay, thank you, and we just had to leave. So yeah, make sure you know prior and handle it. Thank you, Beth, very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. For more information, follow Beth on Instagram and pick up a copy of her book, Crazy for College. A lot of good information. Thank you.